The alive.
Hello,
Most of us
everybody.
are anyways.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Final Show Films. I am William, or Shawnee, and I am your game master for Chronicles of Divastara, this 5th edition campaign. And joining me today, we have Yare.
Hi, I'm Yari, and I'm playing Morgan Thompson, the People's Paladin, and cursed with the gift of prophecy.
And Trevian.
Drevian, I'm playing Ingrid von Ryder, an undead rogue.
And perpetual split from the party.
As a rogue does.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Astra. She's a killer doll. You'll fucking wish that you were hanging out with Annabelle before her.
Annabelle doesn't talk back, at least.
Correct. Annabelle doesn't talk back and doesn't look threatening like she does in the movie. She's just a fucking Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah.
In a big case that says do not open under any circumstances whatsoever. And she got out in Texas recently.
So of course people, open the case because
Of course.
Well, no, it was in the case in the con artists we call the Warrens secret room
Secret tourist trap.
Yeah.
that they gave tours in and told people not to touch anything and charged for. Yeah, they were totally legit.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck those two.
100%.
Yeah, and Katie.
Sorry.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm playing Molly Malone Clemens, who is a time-traveling investigator and perpetually frustrated academic.
And we are once again not joined by Julia, who is playing Ugraine Bone Chewer, our Hexblood Warlock. But they will Hexblood Witch. They will potentially join us in the near future. But as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights. Welcome to Lust Month. I think we haven't really had a stream to say that, except like maybe one previous.
Right at the start of the month.
Yeah. And as always, call your payment processors until they buckle beneath our demands.
Yes.
At least once their websites get back up online.
I was about to say, AWS has been shitting the bed today, so that's been fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was a lot of fun because apparently that affected all our workspace.
Yeah,
at work.
Most of tech is basically run on Amazon Web Services.
Well, it's not even that. It's just like Amazon Web Services is so ubiquitous that even if what you're working on is not directly hosted
something
on
related, it's gonna go fucking
there's
down.
there's gonna be a knock-on effect from something else.
Yeah.
Like
Maybe
down the line.
we should not put all our eggs in one basket like that with giant corporations.
Maybe tech monopolies are a bad thing.
Weird, huh?
Baby.
You can take tech out of that.
Yeah, but I don't think people. I feel like people have
particularly bad.
Tech monopolies, especially. Also, people seem to be resistant to the statement that monopolies are bad for some reason. But when last we left off, the group had gathered significant bits of information about what might be going on in the world at large, but in particular within the city, within the kingdom of Duval. And had learned of the existence of an entire civilization whose history does not seem to remember and structure seems to have paved over in the form of the the Emerald City of Vardendal, or Emerald Kingdom, technically. But yeah. And the group, having conversed with some of the dead there and having trying to investigate potential leads on a number of different things, but in particular, an individual by the name of Soria, who was a close friend of the fallen queens of Vardendal, presumably according to their story, prior to their city being destroyed, were struck with a vision, specifically Morgan was, about the potential presence of this Soria individual in the far north, in the Cratocracy of Lolkir. But as the party makes preparations for leaving the Kingdom of Duval to try and pursue that lead, we first pan the camera over to the Undercity of Duval, where once again Ingrid von Ryder has made their way underground. What are you looking for this time?
Heading in the opposite direction, more towards the lower rings. Keeping an eye out for any thieves' camp markings.
Roll me stealth and either perception or investigation, your choice.
Let's see, stealth. And then perception. I'm good at not being seen and not at seeing things.
You're all right at seeing things. You just didn't roll that well. You definitely are hidden from the eyes of any who would watch you. But with a 12, I will say, you do indeed locate more thieves' cant. But the downside of that roll not being as high as it could have been is that while you locate different patterns of thieves' cant indicating a number of different locations, all of the markers that you're finding appear to be transitional. They all seem to be indicators of this way to this place or this way to this place. They're all marking paths. You're not, at least in this instance, unless you decide to take a different approach of some kind, not locating any like designated gathering locations or finding any like hideouts or indicators of safe houses underground. You're just sort of seeing transitional marks of here's how you get to this place on the surface.
So I have found a safe house previously.
Which was on the surface. But
Okay.
yes.
But I'm not finding more of those markers.
Yeah, you're not finding any more of those, at least not in your current search, unless you decided to try something different.
First, is there a pattern to a pattern to the markings, like this type of marking leads to this type of place?
Yes, you're starting to get like a sort of feel that there is a sense that there are individual marks for what the individual marking with the thieves' cant believes the most common use of a location would be. For instance, all the roads that seem to lead towards markets or commercial areas are marked with thieves' cants that would indicate coin. As in, if you're looking to acquire some coin or sell some things, you're probably going to want to head in this direction. There are similar different markings of crowns and such that indicate, this is where you're going to find the law. This is where you're going to see likely patrol routes. So keep an eye out if you're heading this way. There are markers for if you need to lose someone. There are like markers that sort of indicate shadows and pitfalls that sort of indicate this area is treacherous. If you need to lose someone, watch your step, but it's a good way to get it, but it's a good way to lose a tail. Stuff like that.
So it is like pre-dawn dawn.
At the
Time
moment,
frame.
yeah.
I'll hang around like some of them, like where it indicates a market for coin,
All right.
and just kind of keep hidden, but see if anyone comes this way.
Okay. Just give me a D100 roll. 37. All right. It's a little bit. You get the sense that if you're looking for coin, the easiest way to find it is when there are people around. So you're waiting for a little bit. The sun comes up. You at least you would guess before you start to really see any notable activity down here. But eventually you do see one of the grates that leads up to the surface lifts away, and at a certain point, a couple of individuals, human-ish, you would guess. They're fairly well wrapped up. It's hard to see exactly what their features are, but they seem to be roughly human height and build. They don't seem to be particularly like broad or stocky or unusually thin. The pair of them, one sort of holds the grate up as the other one hops down. The other one pulls the grate down behind them. You hear the two of them laugh, exchange a bit of conversation in hushed tones. One pulls a gold coin out of the bag, flips it into the air, cashes it, puts it back in, and then the two of them sort of engage in quiet but constant conversation as they start to walk further into the tunnel system, walking towards one of the paths that is marked as treacherous.
As they walk away from the grate, I'm going to follow them a little bit, like keep behind them. And once we're a little bit away from the grate, I'll comment. I'm not entirely sure what I want to say, but I'll say something to like get their attention, like get them to stop walking. And
roll me just to see what kind of first impression you make, considering you are a voice out of nowhere getting the attention of two people who have just completed an illegal act.
Yeah,
roll
I
me
was waiting-
persuasion to see if you manage to not spook them entirely.
I'm not gonna lie, I was waiting for roll me initiative.
Yeah.
see, this is why I made it, so that way if they spook and draw knives, I'm not immediately getting stabbed. You said persuasion?
Yes. With a
Like-
20, not bad.
And to be fair, I'm thinking something like when you first get into Riften and Skyrim, when Brynjolf confronts you.
Yeah, no,
Like-
I get the feel.
Yeah.
Your standard, like a bit of thieves' cant indicating, job well done.
I used to be an adventurer like you.
And the two of them turn and like look in the direction that your voice came from. Like hold the bag for a second, realize that there's not a shining individual covered in full plate standing directly in front of them. Fucking hell, gave me a damn fright. Who the hell are you?
Since they didn't draw weapons, I will step
Interview.
in front of, yeah. And I'll say, well, I'm new to the city and just learning my way around, and you're the first people I've seen down here.
And sort of look you up and down, get a gauge for you, come to the conclusion that you are in a similar line of work to them. Yeah, well, I don't know where it's like where you're from, but typically people don't stay down here too much longer than they have to, just because, well, all things considered, there are things that they get a second look at you. Are like you, but less friendly. That we it's typically not the safest thing to spend too much time down here.
Well, the more time you spend down here, the more likely someone else will notice you're down here. And
That too. Is there a reason you wanted to talk with us specifically?
like I said, I'm new and not overly fond of of the strict rules. So finding others that
No, you wouldn't be the only one, that's correct. Well, you looking for something or someone in particular? Because, I mean, we tend to move around a lot. We're never really in one place for very long. But if there's someone who you might be looking for, we might be able to point you in the right direction.
A test of your reflexes.
I hope not.
Not him.
Not that guy.
Mostly just making contact. My friends and I looking to cause some disturbance in the future and finding those that aren't content with normal life can be helpful.
Well, if you're looking for, I would say, someone who can point you in the right direction as far as finding malcontents who perhaps might take action a little bit more overtly than the likes of us, one of them says, thumbing to the two of them who are clearly just in it for trying to make an extra bit of coin. You might want to hunt for a tabaxi woman by the name of Jessica. She's occasionally found down here. You can't miss her if you actually see her because she's right jacked, fucking huge, but damn good at a job too. I don't know how she stays so quiet and sneaky when she's that big. But if you find her, you might be able to have a conversation about more overt activities. You can usually find her roundabouts the old cistern, not near the old graveyards, but closer to hideouts around the philosopher's level. Usually, you'll find her. If you're looking underground, you might find her and her gang somewhere around there.
Good to know. Let's see. I will thank them. I will flick them a gold coin and then disappear back into the fucking shadows.
I'll catch it, look it over. Different city. Could be useful. Flick it, catch it, put it back in their bag, wave you off as you disappear, and they'll head down their own path.
And I'll make my way to the Flaws versus the 4th level?
Yes.
Yeah. Make my way up that direction and
so you circle your way around into the area around the philosophers section of the city, into the underground around that area. And yeah, as you sort of like look around, there is a bit of thieves' camp that sort of indicates like a basin or like a water bowl that you sort of take to indicate is towards the cistern that they were talking about. and as you make your way in that direction, you eventually start to hear like a little bit of activity and noise, and you sort of get the sense that if you proceed any further into this, you are unlikely to be able to hide. You get the sense that you are about to be entering an open area, and there is probably at least some level of activity on the other side of this walkway that you're about to be entering into.
I won't enter immediately, and I'll listen from outside. And listening for like people talking, probably like in code. Like listening for anything that
Yeah.
doesn't sound like normal talking. Or somebody in heavy armor that might possibly be a paladin that I don't want to meet.
Rolling persuasion, or not persuasion, perception.
How dare?
The other P1.
Let's see, perception. That's better.
22. So yeah, you hear the sound of chairs moving around, some light conversation, most of it in code, sound of coins moving around, a couple of boxes being shifted and moved. It sounds like there are maybe 6 individuals in this upcoming room. They seem to be moving casually, as if they're not really expecting any kind of intrusion upon whatever they're doing. And there is an amount of conversation going on. You don't hear anything that sounds like heavy plate or like the typical heavy armor that you would expect of the keepers of the city upstairs.
I'll enter. Like head high, like I'm supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm. So you step inside, and yeah, you can see about, like I said, half dozen people of varying walks of life. They all seem to be dressed in darker attire that is meant to, help not draw the eye, with one exception. But the vast majority of them keep their features largely covered. They are trying to avoid taking too much notice, but they're like moving around goods, moving around crates, like storing boxes in secret compartments, moving chairs around. It seems like this is a regular like moving through station and a spot to rest for a bit for people who move around this area. So it's very much a like come in, grab some shit, move some shit around, move it, leave markers for people who need to grab it, and then move on kind of thing. Take an hour's rest, do whatever you need to do. But aside from the like generically nondescript attire of the majority of people, one person does stand out. A tabaxi woman who, as the 2 people that you had spoken with previously indicated, is fucking ripped. She's dressed in this sort of like red like halter top, almost like just a sort of very like close fitting like chest tank top, almost, that's just like around chest, torso, and shoulders, doesn't really cover much, leaves most of the body exposed. Similarly, like short pants that are of a similar crimson coloration on the legs, leaving the like lower legs exposed to the padded feet of a tabaxi. They have this sort of like yellow tiger coloration, like almost like sort of straw yellow fur with sort of like black stripes across in certain areas, with long black hair draped around the head, one lock draped around the right eye, bandoliers of knives and bolts for a hand crossbow sort of strapped around the biceps and around like upper thighs. Looks like an intimidating individual by all accounts. But as you sort of enter, making your presence known, not trying to really particularly hide yourself, She, in particular, looks up as you enter, and you sort of see her lean back in the chair that she's in, sort of take in the. She built like a brick shit house, but moves with the grace of, as you might expect, a cat. As she sort of leans back and looks up at you. Well, not every day that I see one of the Walking Dead come around here, and at least not every day I see one show up without looking like they're looking to kill someone. What are you doing down here?
As it turns out, I believe looking for you.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing yet.
Well, considering I was told about you from people doing questionable jobs to get gold, probably on the better end.
That's a sentence that doesn't really come out that way often. So I'll take it you're looking for work.
No, I'm looking for connections.
Even better. Well, come on down and take a seat.
Saunters on over.
You walk down into the cistern proper, and you see the other 5 have sort of stopped what they're doing and are watching you, sort of keeping an eye on whether or not they'll need to take care of a potential threat. Jessica seems completely relaxed. She's just sort of like leaned back. She's got a knife out of her belt. She's just sort of balancing it on a fingertip as you walk over. As you walk over and sit down in the chair, she pushes up with the fingertip, sends the knife flipping into the air, grabs it, reverse grip by the handle, and slams it into the table. So I'm Jessica, and you are?
I am Ingrid.
Well, you're a unique-looking individual, Ingrid. What brings you to these parts?
Some friends and I have been going around and have thoughts of stirring trouble. And I was directed to you because you and people you know might not like the status quo.
Well, you could say that again. And trouble is certainly the thing we deal in. But, I mean, you know what I do, at least vaguely. How do I know what you're worth if you wanted to make any kind of connections?
Well, are you familiar with Knox?
I've heard of it. Never been there. Never really been outside this nation, as you might call it. Been to some of the outlying cities. Never really crossed the wilds before. Seems like a fool's errand for not a lot of profit. At least without a gauntlet runner.
Or without the upheaval?
That too. Yeah, there's been a lot of people thrown around.
I'm from Knox, and you either get good at this line of work or you're taken advantage of.
Sounds like a shitty place. Maybe even shittier than here.
It's another place my friends and I would like to stir trouble. Eventually.
Eventually. So you're just sort of taking the lay of the land then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, consider me intrigued. Me and the rest of the Evil Eye, my particular gang, try and make things harsh for the upper crust members of this society who like to use their positions of privilege to look down and mistreat the people beneath them. They tend to lose things, occasionally get caught in the scuffle if they walk down the wrong alleyway, that sort of thing. You know, things that make the guard want us out of the way, but they never really have the strength or incentive to catch us. Not to mention, most of them never want to come down here.
I mean, when I'm the friendliest of the undead down here.
Yeah, and the undead, for some reason, really hate them. Like, more than usual. Like, it's not safe for most of us to walk around down here, but the instant one of them comes down, it's like a it's like a dinner bell. They just come running.
Well, to let you on a secret, that's part of the trouble we'd like to stir is the paladins here. They're not the first ones that were here. And they were very unkind to the people that were here before.
I kind of gathered as much. Don't really know the details of it, but when you see, really old graveyards full of the undead, you kind of got to presume there's a history there.
It was the craziest accident that happened.
So, I as a player am blanking on how I want to carry on like the conversation, but like I'm making that contact.
Yeah, I mean, if you would just like to go ahead and roll me a persuasion check with advantage, just to see how well you would be able to call upon Jessica and the Evil Eye again, should you return to the city and need their assistance. 26, I would say, pretty well. You have an idle conversation, just talking business with Jessica, sort of relate the practicalities of what you can offer, mainly mobility between nations, the ability to establish contacts across lines, and a particular desire to uncover histories and injustices. You have essentially made a contact of Jessica of the Evil Eye. So you now have that in your back pocket whenever you are in Duval. You have a contact in the underground.
And I'll share like I won't get into specifics, but like I'll apply the genocide. I'll apply our intent to completely topple the government and like
Yeah. And Jessica seems to generally be on board with that concept and will be happy to provide what assistance that she can in the furtherance of that goal.
I do know specifically I'll ask about the puddle jumpers. Like my friends went to one of their meetings and
you get the sense that Jessica thinks of Bullfrog as an idealist, someone who it means well, but perhaps doesn't really have the spine or the fire to really make effective change. They like the puddle jumpers and Bullfrog, but they've seen what talking has gotten, and it's not a lot. So, I mean, they're willing to let them do their thing, but she suggests that you probably wouldn't want to rely on them for real action.
Sacrificial lambs, got it.
Maybe once you've knocked everything over, they might be a good candidate for people to take over. But other than that, they're not really going to be people to run to the fight.
I would inquire that they might not be one for the fighting, but they might kind of filter out people who would be in the way. Like,
oh yeah, I mean, if you wanted them to run like operations that involve keeping people out of harm's way, they'd be great at that. They know people. They have social contacts. They're not fighters, but they are well organized. So if you needed to try and say evacuate districts of the city to keep people out of danger, they'd probably know how to do that.
Okay. And then carry on like more conversation, but that was the specifics I wanted out of this.
Do you eventually return to the Nidhogg after this conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably midday by the time that you get back. The group has been planning to leave, but has not left yet, considering that they're missing one of their members.
Listen, all I need are cleats, and we're good.
We can get Brandon Lee Mulligan on that.
Yep. Wait, are you doing a thing like the librarian does?
No, that was out of character.
I assume so.
But also Shiny got the joke.
Brandon Lee Mulligan making
No, I
tiny
got
doll
it.
shoes.
Yes.
Not a librarian. I am an investigator. I live in a library.
I mean,
You
also
live with the books you're.
I mean, you also care about keeping books safe, which I would call a librarian in some form or another, but that's beside the point.
I mean, I don't get paid to do that. I just care.
Volunteer librarian.
Punch people.
Yeah, eventually you reconvene with the rest of the group. Do you share literally anything of where you've been?
I'll comment that I met someone that's inclined to our cause.
Look over. Where the fuck have you been?
Where they always are.
No, that doesn't answer any questions.
Neither do they.
Don't answer for them. Where have you been? Did you go try and kill someone again?
No? I did not try to kill somebody. Unfortunately, I didn't have to either. No, I went looking for people this time instead of history.
Any luck?
Yeah, I found.
Were the people dead?
No, these ones were very much alive.
Oh.
But
They have anything
There's
interesting to say?
they're inclined towards our cause, and they have an opinion of the puddle jumpers
Mm.
that they're not great for the fight,
Mm-hmm.
but if we needed support, the example given was if we needed to evacuate people,
Mm-hmm.
they have the organizational skills.
I mean, that still is useful.
Mhm.
Right.
Their impression was also that they have the caring and compassion for people to lead a country type of people.
Mm. Okay. That's still valuable information.
Yeah. Your new contact, the type of person that we should also be talking to, or mostly leave it to you?
I think mostly leave it to me. There's not that, from what I know, there's not that many of them,
Mm-hmm.
and they're in the underground, and
They're in the underground for a reason.
yeah, they're in the underground for a reason, and besides the risk of being lost, there are the undead.
That's true.
Fair.
Visual reference for Jessica in the Slack channel for you.
They also mentioned that the paladins have a hard time
Nah.
going into the underground because they just light up like a fucking beacon for the undead.
Yeah, no, understandable. I mean, they weren't actively aggressive towards me, but that's because I'm not from here.
You also had I can't think of his name.
True, we did have
Vanitas.
Vanitas.
You
And
were there
I-
with escort.
Yeah.
Notably, Vanitas, also a paladin. Also did not draw the attention of the
But also
undead, but you know.
also not
Undead
living.
paladin, not the
No,
same.
well, he's a robot.
Yeah.
He was
But-
never living to begin with. He's a robot.
But also,
He's a robot.
also very specifically a paladin whose oath involves taking care of the dead.
Of the dead.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Also
it's
possibly
very
from
likely-
there?
from there is also likely the one that buried them and gave them their final.
Many levels of he's chill.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You go down alone, you're likely to be
Yeah,
like you're walking into a
I mean, that's what that's what the pendant's for.
feeding pit with lots of meat attached to you. And by meat, I mean the things on your bones.
No, I got that.
Because they'll eat it.
I got that about 2 layers of the analogy prior.
And that's if you don't run into something like the banshees without the brooch.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they fuck you up.
Yeah. Well, if we need to contact them, we can find a place that's not as immediately dangerous. Anyway, meanwhile, slight change of plans to where we're heading next.
Yep.
We are skipping catting and going straight to walk here.
oh,
Yeah, we do things too when you're not here.
I'd hope so.
Eat my
I
entire
don't-
ass.
There's not
Your
much
ass is
there.
made of
And porcelain.
Thank
it's
you.
small and porcelain, and I don't eat like that. Just sounds unpleasant.
Yes, that's literally the point.
It's a phrase. It's a saying. It's not supposed to be literal.
There's also the problem I don't eat.
Again, that's the point.
Okay.
Round and round and round we go.
Anyway, managed to get a vision of where that Soria tiefling is. Don't know who the fuck gave me that, but we have it now.
We're not going to think about that too hard.
How
I have not stopped.
vision?
Okay, I'm not going to think about it too hard.
Did you eat something? Did you smoke
You were-
something?
You were
Did you eat
there.
something like a porcelain ass?
No,
I imagine that would give you some weird shit. No, you were.
you
there,
do not get
Molly,
to
you
eat my
saw
ass.
me have it.
Yeah, Molly was there when Morgan was struck by the vision. Like had to help steady them when it happened.
There are two conversations going at the same time. One of these is important.
The other one is about eating ass.
No, I was going to say the other one is relating what happened last episode. But yes, you are correct.
I can help. I can be there and still not know how it happened.
Fair.
No, no.
Like I don't know if he just like picked something up off the ground and said, looks tasty," and ate it.
No, I'm
I
not
mean,
stupid enough to do that.
She's a bit big to be a toddler like that, and looks pointedly at Astra.
wait, what?
Moving on from.
Okay, so
No, I
Well,
had a vision, probably from
Yeah.
some sort of divine being.
yes,
Hopefully,
hopefully.
not something I've
Divine.
ever.
I mean, you're
I
the
mean,
paladin.
divine can go either way.
You're the paladin. If anybody's having visions, it's got to be you.
Right, but I've never had a vision before.
Well, no time like the present.
Let's be fair.
Also,
I can
don't
have
actively
visions too.
Yes, yours just come from yourself, says the voice in your head.
Shut up, bitch.
Anyway,
You can eat my ass too.
It's our ass.
Yeah, but you're in the future, so it doesn't affect me. Choke.
This is a very Ouroboros type situation.
Listen, we haven't played in a few weeks. I'm feral.
The snake eating its own ass.
I'm sorry. We need to change the title of this episode
Yep.
now.
No, that's to go live.
yeah, it's next week's go live.
Uh,
Oh, that's
Uh,
okay.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I don't even know. I don't even know if that was if that was me or if that was character. It was just it just had to be said. Wait, do we know that? Do we know that? I keep forgetting. Do we know that Astra like talks to future self?
yes, that's
Yes.
been revealed at this
That-
point.
Okay,
That has-
that's right. That's
yeah.
I thought so. I
I
just
think
wanted
at least to Molly. I don't remember if more everyone else knows.
I believe she has told.
Possibly. Oh no, yeah, I remember cracking a line
Yeah, I
about
believe
it.
she has told well,
Yeah, I remember.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if
Ingrid was around at the time.
Fair.
because
Or
I
just-
don't remember when you're around and when you're not. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's about a 50-50 shot as a rule.
Yeah.
At this point, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway. Scream 2.
All right.
So yeah, no.
Paladin had a vision.
Yes,
Follow
Don't
the
know where it
vision.
came from, but
Yes.
Don't know where it came from,
correct.
but we're
she's
gonna
in
follow-
Volkir.
We're gonna follow it anyway because at this point,
Because the vision correctly described who we are looking for 100% certain. And is it a trap? Well, probably, but we won't know until we spring it.
I don't know.
I'm sorry,
if
that
it
was
a-
inside thoughts.
yeah, I don't know if it's a trap laid for us, but it's gonna be dangerous. It's
It's
Volkir.
If
it's definitely not a trap, and we will be okay.
If
I
it's a
highly
trap,
doubt that.
if it's a trap, it sounds like it's one laid by a god or higher power.
Everything's a trap.
Well, also, it's very likely that the trap is still baited with the individual that you seek, says Kiara.
Exactly, that's
Mhm.
my point.
I mean, we're going regardless. It's not a.
Oh yeah,
It's not a question of it's a trap or not at this point. It's a
Mhm.
question of this is how we further our quest.
Agenda.
Are we on a quest?
I mean, I think Quest is accurate at this point.
Can we get some of those patsies to come along with us as trap springers?
so who?
You were talking about people who might be
Your new,
The puddle jumpers?
yeah.
I mean, the puddle jumpers are people like to talk. The
Hey.
your new friends.
Hey, our paladin had a
Oh no,
vision.
the puddle jumpers.
It's probably a trap. You want to come help us?
I feel like
The ones who aren't going to be good at anything other than getting people out of there.
Oh,
and-
you want meat shields? No.
I also feel like the puddle jumpers are sort of specific to the problems of this city, says Kiara.
That
Yeah,
too.
I don't think they're
But
just.
no, Astral
know.
wants meat shields. Not
I-
anyone.
I
neutral.
said I wanted it. Was that not clear? Like
Yeah.
They're
that
not-
was-
a minute ago.
They're not 10 for 10. I mean, come on.
Okay.
Like I will happily throw myself in a trap if it needs to get what we need to get done.
I will
Well, you-
happily throw you in it.
You don't have the meat to be a meat shield.
No, but I have the weight to be one. Just barely. Well, depending on how much weight it needs. Usually about 5 pounds is pretty good, and I'm 10, so
Okay.
All right.
I have
So-
to jump up and down on it really hard though.
Morgan will kind of show, kind of slide the paper that Astra drew of the picture Astra drew
Yep.
of Soria over the table and show it to Ingrid. That's who
I
we're
study
looking
it.
for. Chained up in a prison in Volkir. Where exactly that is, I'm not sure, but it's a clearer picture than anyone else has gotten.
Also, they weren't described as having one arm originally. The vision definitely showed them with one arm, though.
Well,
Because if Vanitas can't describe things that happened back then, Soria can.
all right. Well, are we off to the frozen tundra or what?
Unless anyone's got anything else they want to do here.
There's always more stuff to do wherever.
Well, we'll come back to it.
Anything immediately useful, more useful than heading out.
We should make sure we have supplies before we leave.
Fair point. Yeah.
Do we have supplies?
Yeah. Are we able to hand wave?
Do we have
mean-
like do we have a supply master? Do we have like a
Doesn't one of you have a garden? Or no, you only have poison gardens. You don't actually have food gardens, do you?
Yeah.
No.
There's 2 poison gardens.
We really thought about that, didn't we?
I mean,
To be fair, the two gardens are owned by the people who don't eat.
who don't eat?
Do we have somebody like in charge of like
A quartermaster?
that one? That's tools.
I mean, just sort of in general.
Logistics.
Sorry.
You have not assigned someone specifically to logistics now.
Okay. Who's really good at doing inventory really quickly? Raise hands. Anybody?
Sorry, say that again.
Who's good at just like shouting into the vicinity? He's like, okay, who's really good at taking inventory like quickly? We need to stock up on supplies. We don't know what we have except a bunch of poison.
Hold on.
I'm asking any of like the city people we brought with, like any of the.
Oh, technically, Ygraine also has an herb garden, but that's also not food.
That's actually medicinal though, so that's helpful.
Yeah.
Shawnee, I am going to. It shouldn't be a roll. What the fuck?
Yeah, there's probably
Why don't you
someone
show it? Hold on.
from tripartite that might be able to
Play.
do something.
I'm just going to cast that repeatedly.
Okay.
I stop time for a turn, and I can do nothing other than search, study, or utilize. And as soon as it's done, I just recast it. So in about 1 turn, I get all the inventory numbers. So you guys are like, what is it? And I'm like, it's this many of this, this many of this, this many of this, this many of this, and this many of this.
Okay, anything we're short on?
I don't know. What do you need?
I'm
a doll. I don't worry about organic necessities. I don't know what you require. I know what kills you, but I don't know what you require. Not you specifically, people in general. That wasn't a threat.
Yeah, okay.
I understood that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the base gist of it is that the dinosaur rations will still last you for a couple of weeks. If it goes much longer than that, you might need to figure out more supplies, though.
But that's
Okay.
the meat. We need, like, not meat stuff.
You do, at least.
As far as other things that are food related, you've got like a handful of like travel rations and herbs and things that go with it. You are not particularly well stocked as far as food goes, other than you have a shit ton of meat.
Probably go and grab that from a supply. I mean, it'll be a large amount because we're feeding a small town.
I mean, most of them can, for the most part, take care of themselves. As is described, the defenders, the crew of your bastion are self-sufficient, generally speaking.
So we're pretty much just stocking for like the 3 of us who eat.
Pretty much.
Oh, then we just need like a couple, like 20 goals worth of rations and stuff like that, and water.
Yeah.
Just stock up for a while.
Yeah.
The reason most of your crew is from tripartite. They were already pretty self-sufficient.
Yeah. If I just dump 20 gold into rations, but that lasts us, the three of us, for like a week each.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Plus whatever else we've got. Probably got about 2 weeks of rations each between us.
Generally.
That'll get us to Wolkir.
Okay.
I'll just dump 20 gold.
Alright.
And someone who knows what they're looking for can go get that.
Well, shall we tell the pilot where we're going?
It is going to take you divided by 3. It's going to take you about 5 days to make it to what is listed as the capital city of Wolkir.
Not bad.
Let's and unless again there's anything else. Northwest Alsana.
Off we go then.
Northwest.
And the Nidhogg begins its trek. Because it's been a couple of days already, you guys will have a bastion turn over the course of this trip. So if people would like to determine what their bastions are up to over the course of this trip. I know, let me pull up what we have as far as players go. Astra, I'm assuming you're making more poison and more arcane focuses, essentially.
Probably, to be honest. We've only done like one turn so far.
Yeah, we've done one turn so far. So
Yeah,
you get the results of your first turn. You get the vials of poison that were being made, and the arcane focus that was being created.
More poison, more focus.
Okay, so we've got a spare holy symbol of grandmother going and 4 defenders ready to go.
Yep.
Let's get another set of those going.
All right.
The barracks can hold up to 12 of those, so.
And then Molly, what was your library researching? If I am
way too much.
Yeah, no, if I'm recalling correctly, it was about Dwefall, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. I think maybe the previous I don't think it was about the previous inhabitants of Duval, but I'm trying to think of what it was.
No, because you would have determined it before you even got to the kingdom.
Right. Was it the current ruling class, maybe?
Yes, I think it might have been actually more information about the leaders of the nations, if I'm recalling correctly.
Yes.
Something along those lines.
But you'll get 3 facts that are relevant to you. One, taking them all in aggregate, there are, technically speaking, a small, military company of leaders of each of the nations, because you've got 12 wizards, you've got a good maybe half dozen to a dozen sorcerers, you've got 1 particularly powerful warlock, you've got the Ranger General of Vorst, you've got the duocratic rulers of Wolkir, you've got the idol of Asterius, and you've got the head monks of the Hitori Monastery. You've got the why am I forgetting the name? The Shadow Thief of Nox. And you've got the High Priestess of the Rumor Theocracy. And of course the Crusader King of Duval. That's a decent number of people, and all of them are of incredible power. Which is capable of doing a lot with not a lot of numbers. And even then, there's a decent number of them. There are over 2 dozen.
Any one of those spellcasters is dropping meteors.
Yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
there are over 2 dozen individuals, and more than half of them can cast magic. Second fact of relevance. Second bit of information that is relevant. You learn that give you some info on 2 of the nations that you have not been to yet. The Cratocracy of Wolkir is a duocracy. It is run by 2 individuals who are identified as rulers of absolute strength. At the top of a structure identified as the Twin Chain of Might, which is the sort of primary social structure and contract of the Cratocracy of Wolkir. It is a woman identified as the Fury as far as her title goes, and a man identified as the Master of Blades. Don't know actual names, but those are their titles.
That is screaming a barbarian and a fighter to me.
Generally. And then about the Guidine houses. Strictly speaking, there are as many houses as there are sorceress bloodlines. So there is each of the houses is associated with a different source of power that sorcerers might draw their blood from: dragons, celestials, etc. Each of the houses is headed by one of the original sorcerers that is said to have been that group of powerful individuals that reshaped the world and saved it from dark times, or whatever the fuck history says they did.
Okay.
And then fact number 3, each of these nations has something of a fractious relationship with the others, as far as you can tell. It seems like while this group might have once been a united front in whatever force it was that had them set up the world as it is today, based on what you've been able to learn, it seems like relationships between them, once they all had their own individual nations and domains to call their own, might have broken down for one reason or another, and they may not actually like or care that much about each other at this point. That might be a flaw and a fraction between the individual nations that you might be able to exploit if you know how.
Okay.
So those are your 3 facts.
Okay.
What do you want the library to research going forward for this next week?
I would like to know I don't know if this is possible, but I would like to know more about, theoretically speaking, if we press on those cracks that are between the different factions and the different powerful people, which ones might be able to yield.
You want to know about the relationships between the nations.
Yes.
All right. So the library will research that and come up with 3 bits of information about the dynamics between each of the nations after a week.
Specifically ones we can exploit.
Yeah. And And then the other half of your bastion is a workshop. What were they making? They were making. You were having them specifically with something with weaver's tools, and I forget what it specifically was.
Was it? It wasn't rope. Was it weaver's tools?
You got weaver's tools, leatherworker's tools, painter's tools, potter's tools, carpenter's tools, and jeweler's tools.
Yeah, I can't remember what it. I can't. But as far as what I used last time, I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Because the only thing I can think of. Surprise, dog. The only thing I can think of is like there was like a bag or a holster for my crossbow. Maybe?
That's it. Yes, it was. You were looking for a messenger bag.
Yes, that's it.
To carry all your information and shit in, which is completed for you by the end of the week.
Yay!
What would you like them to be making now?
I don't know if this falls under the weavers category or not, but like cold weather clothing.
Absolutely, can absolutely be made.
Cold weather, because and maybe that's just because I'm feeling cold right now, but like giant country of blocks of ice. Yeah, I need some winter clothing and indoor accessories.
Yeah. So if you provide them with essentially just the money required for that, which is half of the price of the clothing, which let me look that up real quick. That will essentially have them. They will make it. They can make several suits of cold weather clothing because I believe that kind of clothing is not particularly expensive.
Yeah.
So where is it? Adventuring gear, clothes.
Morgan walks in with it over the armor like she's freaking Macklemore.
It'd be so it'd be 2 gold as market price for cold weather clothing. So it'd be 1 gold to make. So every gold piece you give them is an outfit of cold weather clothing they can make over the week.
Where's my shit?
Because they can make like 10 gold a day worth of gear over the course of a week. So yeah, about 50 gold worth every week.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they can make as many outfits of cold weather clothing as you can give them gold for.
I'm trying to see where my gold is.
Main page, scroll down a little bit. It is above the rest of your inventory tab, just under your intelligence score.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm going to give them 10 gold.
I will absolutely make you 10 different cold weather outfits.
Yes.
Then Ingrid, what's your bastion up to? More poison. What was your library researching?
Necromancy.
3 different facts about necromancy that are relevant to your interests. 1. There are records of necromancy that go back further than history would suggest. There is this, you get the sense that necromancy as a concept was very important to the world before, like more than it is even to the world today. There is likely something about the cycle of life and death and necromancy as it sits within it that is fundamental to the world as it was. There is an aspect about that is very important. 2, there is a sense that in certain regions of the world, necromancy comes easier than elsewhere. In fact, you get a sense that the reason the area around the Necromancer's Tower and 12 Towers is so weird, and the people there kind of live on this strange, raw life energy sustenance that makes them, well, they seem to live comfortably, it seems to like make everything a little pale and freaky looking, is because the tower is situated in a place that is not suited to necromancy. It seems like the tower is just kind of where the necromancer was given a piece of land to practice their work at, rather than being chosen to a place that's particularly suited to the craft. Which implies that mayhap the necromancer is not the highest ranking of the 12 wizards, considering they were just kind of given a piece of land as was assigned to them. Don't know what that says about them other than that, but that's a bit of information that's probably relevant. Third, natural necromancy is a phenomenon that has been observed for a long time. Things just coming back as a result without like necessarily anyone's outside intervention. Usually, it is as a result of great sadness or sorrow that just causes the souls of the departed to linger on and form undead naturally. Or it's some form of extreme willpower or duress that causes someone to not be willing or able to leave behind the work they had to complete in life. Or it is some kind of death that occurs in a place of said like natural inclined necromantic power, and that natural inclination towards necromancy that the world has causes natural undead to form around those areas. So those are your 3 facts. What would you like them to research now?
Necromancy, specifically looking at the oldest records.
Ancient necromancy, got it.
And I'd also be joining them for that because we have 5 days of just sitting in the collar.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I would recommend that those of you who have things that are being made that are not just the only thing your room makes, I'd recommend you write those down either in your bastion sheet or in the party notes of what your bastion rooms are up to, so that we don't forget by the next week, because it might be several sessions between now and then.
Okay.
What your libraries are researching, what your workshops and stuff are making, etc. Are you making antidote or poison in your poison garden, Ingrid?
Poison this time.
Poison. Yeah, you got your antidote dose, so now you're making poisons.
I have 2 doses of anti-venom.
Yes,
Antidote.
2 doses of antivenom, and now you're making a poison vial.
Yep.
So, all of that aside, the days pass in a blur of motion as the Nidhogg makes unceasing progress towards the northwest. There was a brief period where you pass within the bounds of Ketting and 12 Towers, but eventually just pass along the borders of them and through them. There's a period where the Nidhogg has to cross over the large lakes to the north of Ketting, at which point it just seems to launch itself off of the ground into the water and fold its arms up, and a sail sort of rises up out of the central main deck of the vehicle and just allows itself to be pulled as it sort of paddles itself as it needs to. Vehicle definitely seems to be well adjusted for moving in either land or water, which is probably why it's shaped kind of like a boat, with
The
arms
image
and
of-
legs.
The image of a Dimetrodon comes to mind. Like short, stubby legs and the big sail.
Kind of, yeah. Dimetrodon.
It's a thought that I can't count on.
Yeah, like eventually the Nidhogg paddles its way out of the lake and continues to run along the ground. Eventually, the more temperate forests of the anarchic wilds give way to wider plains. And a couple of days into passing out of the wilds into the territory of Volkir, you realize Volkir is vast. It is like you academically you know it on the map that it is the largest of the nations, but passing into it, you come to the realization of just how gargantuan the cratocracy of Volkir is. The line where the anarchic wild surrenders its hold on the land is essentially like a wall of fortifications. It's not like there's a natural spot where the woods give up. There are fortresses that line the exterior of Volkir. Your crawler is allowed in because those kinds of things are expected. You have the strength to command a gauntlet runner, and thus you are welcome within the boundaries of Volkir. But every other nation, you recognize that you have entered that nation's territory by virtue of the anarchic wilds has stopped being quite so thorough and so constantly spreading. Here, you recognize it because there's a wall of castles in the way. The sheer like military force being used to keep the wilds at bay is impressive. And as you pass through that wall of fortresses and into the nation proper, you enter a what is first like open plains with a little bit of tree growth and forestry laid about, very controlled and cultured. And as you get further north, it gives way to taiga, and then eventually to tundra. It gets colder as you go further north, and yet, for reasons that are likely cultural, the community gets more densely knit the further north you get. You see more people rather than less as you get into the frozen wastes. Eventually, and the other thing that all of you take in as you pass into Volkir is the architecture. Volkir has a unique aesthetic. Every structure is a weapon, by which I mean everything that is built in Volkir seems to have a dual purpose of whatever the structure is primarily for, and also for murdering someone with. Every building has spikes or bladed surfaces or rough terrain or heavy swinging objects, that every building seems to be constructed in such a way that if someone needs to, they can use the environment like a weapon. Every tool seems to have a double purpose as a weapon. You see people using wood cutting axes that look like they are sturdy and sharp enough that they could be used to kill someone in a pinch. You see people using pitchforks that are unusually long for the task and could probably be used as a spear if necessary. The scythes that are used to harvest wheat and grain are kept at a slightly inefficient angle for cutting wheat because they're also to be used for killing people. There is a fundamental difference in Volkir from every other nation you've encountered in that everyone is ready to kill someone if they need to. There is a cultural stance from everything that you see as you pass through Volkir that indicates there is no such thing as martial and civilian classes. Everyone knows how to fight. Everyone. there is this sense of even the youngest, one of the most fundamental things that you are taught next to like how to exist as a person is how to take someone out if you need to. There is this fundamental martial bent to the nation. And you don't know the specifics of how it shapes their culture because you're passing by too fast. You sort of see the impacts of it as you pass by in the shape of all their equipment that all seems to be weaponized, their buildings that all seem to be weaponized. Literally everything is a weapon in Volkir. And as you continue to pass to the north, you eventually come to the capital city. Which, as every nation seems to thus far, their capital city is the name of the nation. In this particular case, the capital city of the Cratocracy of Volkir is the city of Volkir. The city of Volkir is an enormous fortress. It is a fortress city. The external walls are probably over 100 feet high, and constantly manned. The gates themselves have this motif of crossed axes on them that part as the main gates open, and then behind those main gates is a portcullis that then rises up. The levels of defensive fortification in this place are off the charts. And as you enter the Gauntlet Runner into the main body of Volkir, you are struck by the clean and efficient nature of the city's makeup. The entire city is a massive hill leading straight back up into what is probably the primary seat of government. Everything in the city is sort of built in these sort of layered steps. They're kind of like Dweval, but where Dweval is a spiral that sort of winds and parades itself up to the top. Here it's, as you go back, it gets higher, and the highest point at the very back is the main fortress, and there's just these waves, like fortifications, like basically layers of defense that form the structure of the city. The entire city is these sort of like spreading waves of buildings and structures that sort of rise in this sort of stepped architecture.
For the WoW nerds, I'm picturing Orgrimmar.
Kind of, but more structured than that.
Yeah, a little more. Yeah.
And there's just this main thoroughfare that cuts straight back, which normally you would say that's a flaw in the defense if there's just a straight line going to the fortress in the back, but you realize, no, that's a killing field. If anyone tried to invade Volkir by marching up the main thoroughfare, everything in every level would crash down on them from the sides. There is no hope of assaulting that fortress by walking up the main road.
The little that little room right behind the portcullis has just been extended to the entire fucking city.
Basically.
Yeah, there's a name for it and I forget.
And draping down from the doors of that main fortress that is the primary seat of government at the very back of the city is a massive iron chain looped that is double woven, as in there are two chains on it. There are two links on every, like horizontally, there are two links on every vertical instance.
There are 4 lights.
and this double woven chain is 1,000 massive fist-sized links long, and just drapes from the front of that fortress and travels down that down the main road, essentially. The first link in the bottom link in the chain sits about halfway down the thoroughfare. Well, no, it's a lot longer than that. It about 500 feet from the doors is where the chain ends, because each link is about half a foot long. A little bit less than that because there's some vertical hang from the first set of chains, but you get the general idea. And there is a massive, like, as if to indicate the end of the chain, there is a single standing obelisk. No particular ornamentation on it, just a massive stone pillar that comes to a point at the top that seems to have writing engraved on it. But you can't really make out what the writing says from here at the entrance. This is the city of Volkir as you see it laid out before you. And as you take in this city, that's where we're going to take a break. And when we take our break, you take yours. So sit up, stretch your legs, do whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Please enjoy these commercial messages.
We are back.
Welcome back. So, all of you have access to, well, all of you have arrived in the city of Volkir and have beheld the dangerous structure that is laid out before you. As you sort of like find a spot to park the Nidhogg and sort of look around, there are a number of. It seems like each of the like, unlike Dweval, where every layer has its own like separated purpose. In Volkir, it seems like the sort of like bastion shields that make up the city of Volkir are largely built to be redundant. Meaning that you'll often find duplicates and similar like civic structures on each of these sort of like steps, like structured levels of the city. So no matter which of the rows of structures you are on, you'll be able to find taverns, shops, blacksmiths, whatever you might be looking for in the city. There's probably a redundant version of it on most of the sections of the city, barring particularly unique environments.
I can already imagine this is going to be a fun time. Okay.
Do we see because I know you laid out the city pretty much. Are people out and about at this current time?
Oh yeah, it's the middle of the day. You can definitely see people maneuvering about. It's not constant in that like you are not literally always hearing it, but at any time of day you might hear the sound of a fight break out.
Sounds
And
about right.
no one really seems to bat an eye or turn their attention to it. It just seems like the norm here in Volkir that at some point somebody's going to fight somebody.
Yeah, makes sense. So how do we want to go about this?
An amazing question, because we know where we need to go, give or take. I'm assuming it's up in one of the castles, or down one of the castles, I guess. But it's literally all the vision told me.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine first we use our general excuse of trying to find the hostess place in the upheaval to learn about the city.
Yeah. I'm just curious how friendly the people are going to be here. But exactly look welcoming like Dwifel did.
Well,
Would you like the information that Avandra has seen fit to bestow upon me? Asks Kiara, your resident exposition machine.
Well,
that would be lovely, thank you.
Volkir operates on a hierarchical structure known as the Twinned Chain of Might. The base premise is that, in the eyes of Volkiran society, people work best in groups, and in particular in pairs. Sets of rivals who can push each other to become stronger and achieve greater heights. When a warrior of Volkir finds that special person, they are said to have been chain forged. This is not necessarily a romantic or even often antagonistic relationship, but is essentially a bonded rivalry. And in many ways, an individual is considered to be incomplete as a person if they do not have a chain forged rival. For most, this forging of rivalries and bonds is the majority of the purpose of the chain. The entire purpose of the chain is to build a bond that will push you to become the greatest and best version of yourself by your rivalry with another. But social hierarchies are often formed based on the perceived strength and performance of a chain-forged pair. The stronger a pair is, the more respected they are. This is a largely loose and informal hierarchy, but at the very top of the Cratocracy is the Standing Legion. The Standing Legion is the rigid hierarchy of the 1,000 strongest chain-forged pairs in the Cratocracy's purview, as determined through public combat. The chain that you can see, as she indicates outside, draped from the doors of Ashrun Garm, their seat of government and greatest fortress, is a 1,000 link long, 2 link wide record of the Standing Legion's public and existing hierarchy. Each link is about the size of an adult human's fist and is engraved with a name, the name of the one who holds that position in the Legion. Whenever a member of the Legion is defeated, their conqueror claims the right to their position in the chain, and their link is removed and replaced with the victor's. If they remain alive, they are moved to the position immediately below the one who bested them, shifting the entire hierarchy down a link. But most times, the loser is slain, and the hole in the chain is replaced cleanly. More often than not, chain-forged pairs advance together, defeating the link above them in 2-on-2 or simultaneous single duels. But in the case in which only a single warrior advances the link, either because their bonded rival fails or because they acted alone, the defeated's former rival is considered the new rival of the victor. Should the chain ever fall below 1,000 paired links, either due to internal advancement or the non-competitive deaths of any members, the lowest-ranking members of the Legion have the right to select warriors or pairs of warriors from the general populace to fill in the missing links. Usually, these are well-known warriors from the populace, but upsets have been known to occur, and in these cases, the newly named legionnaires are typically tested, and if they're found wanting, replaced, almost immediately upon their link being added to the chain. Officially, the stated purpose of the Standing Legion is to stand against any threats to the Cratocracy as a whole. But considering the state of the wilds, as it stands, such threats are few and far between, since most aggressive forces would be hard-pressed to move through the anarchic wilds to oppose the Cratocracy as a whole. More practically, it serves as a who's who of the most powerful warriors in Wolkir, with rising up the ranks of the Legion being commensurate with gaining political power and authority over those beneath you. At the very top of the Legion chain sit the Duocracy, whose word is law, as all others on the chain rest beneath them until someone can rise to unseat the rulers of the nation. Ironically, if your stated course is changed, this has the most straightforward path, but perhaps the most difficult. You can simply fight your way up the chain until you reach the top.
That's a lot of links.
That's
Dude, have any of them gone up against a dinosaur? Because, I mean, seriously. Like, I doubt it.
I mean impressive, but I don't know how high. I doubt that's gonna get us that high. In grand
I
scheme.
know. I'm trying to make myself feel better.
Hey, you did fine against that T-Rex.
Yes, I
So
did.
don't put yourself down on that one.
I'm not. I'm looking for a way in, and it just seems like the
I mean,
only
that
way
is-
to literally fight your way in.
That's the easiest way. It's just gonna be ease in terms of path. It's going to be difficult.
Okay. I wonder who we would talk to about the upheaval. I wonder if they even felt the upheaval. Everything seems pretty regimented out here.
I mean, people probably showed up. Whether they stuck around or not is the problem.
Hmm. I mean, I'm not seeing like the welcoming party anywhere, so.
It does seem like if you want to make yourself known, you'll have to make yourself known. It doesn't seem like these people particularly care for your existence until you prove yourself. Which is a blessing and a curse. In order to gain real traction, you'll need to prove yourself, but at the same time, you won't be under as much scrutiny as you would have been in Rumor or in Default.
There's probably a fight pit somewhere that's not, the big one for the chain that we can actually, the Standing Legion, we can probably prove ourselves and meet someone who might be able to get us some information.
I would recommend planning on 2-on-2 fights or 1-on-1. So I would recommend deciding if 2 people are going to be fighting and who else is going to be handling things on the outside.
I mean, if this is straightforward martial combat, this is where I would shine best.
Yeah, that tracks.
I mean, also as a follower of Tyr, this, strength and justice kind of, justice, but like justice through power is kind of the deal. So I can talk. These people make sense somewhat to me. I don't agree with it, but yeah.
This does kind of seem like your time to shine.
I would rather not do it alone, obviously.
I don't know that I can help all that much.
I mean, I can fuck shit up, but
if anyone is concerned about the outlook of magic, magic is considered simply another weapon as far as the Cratocracy is concerned. If you wield it efficiently enough and can show your strength with it, it is as efficient a tool as a sword. That said, the constant degree of fighting that the Volkirans face often wears down the magical reserves of most spellcasters long before the sword arms of their fighters ever tire out.
Yeah.
I mean, just because this place is based on martial prowess doesn't mean there isn't somewhere to get information. There's going to be, I bet there's places for knowledge here.
So basically what we're hoping is that somebody's going to talk about Fight Club.
I don't think we can, I'm going to ignore that. I don't think we can avoid talking about Fight Club here.
Shame.
Out of character, I know, missing the point of the entire movie.
I know. I just had to.
Yeah, no, I get you.
I
get you.
I had to.
Yeah.
It was.
Look, I wanted to join in a little bit so bad.
It was right there.
Yep.
Out of character, all I can think of, it's like, well, if this ends like Fight Club and we start blowing up buildings, and I guess that's a good ending.
I mean, the ending of Fight Club is doesn't actually
we're
work.
gonna Fight
I
Club
don't know. Never actually seen it.
It doesn't actually work. The whole point is, they blow up the buildings, so they're going to destroy the credit, and nobody's credit's going to. That's not how it works. Sorry.
Yeah.
I love Fight Club, but that is the dumbest ending.
It sounds like it, having never seen it.
I recommend Fight Club, even regardless.
It's a good movie. Don't get me wrong.
Very good.
it has one of my all-time favorite lines in the movie, which I will not repeat on this on
Yeah.
a live stream, but I will mention it later, maybe.
Yeah, now is
It is not an
an
appropriate. I think you know the one I'm talking about.
As soon as you said I can't say it on stream, I was like,
Oh, that one.
It is, yes.
it's iconic. It's just
It's fucking like jaw-dropping.
Yeah, I've probably heard the line.
You probably have.
I might have heard the line but not have the context for it. The one line that I know as being from Fight Club, aside from the "Don't talk about Fight Club" line,
right,
is the "I fell down some stairs."
No. This is. I will only describe it, and if anybody was watching, it is a post-coital line.
Mm-hmm.
And you go,
that's the one I thought it was.
They did not just say that.
That's the one I thought you were going to say. Yep.
I'm very curious.
One of the all-time greatest lines.
It's a very stupid line. I love it.
I'm very curious now. I'm excited to hear what the line is after.
Yeah,
but also go watch Fight Club.
Also go watch Fight Club. Yeah.
After
but
not doing this.
Welcome to Fight Club, the nation.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I bet there's a library of some sort somewhere, right? The martial prowess is not just pure strength; it's technique. I'm sure there's some sort of.
Oh yes, you will likely find most of the things that you would look for in the society. It's just a matter of just about everything has a martial bent. So in every environment, expect that most of the information you'll find will be in relation to the culture of the city. So
information is information.
Yeah, information is information, however.
And I would more expect that the librarians are the sort of, rather than the kind of monks who simply study scripture all the time, are the kind of monks who also study scripture and punch you in the face.
I mean, you'd be surprised how many librarians will punch you in the face. It's an absurdly high number.
No. There'll be places where you'll be.
Yeah, but
here.
I get that, but the whole duality of the fighting situation kind of puts us at a disadvantage.
True. I mean, we could always do two pairs, theoretically.
And there's also the option of one pair of you advancing through and making your name known while the other group does the less martially inclined work behind the scenes.
That too.
Astra, you want to fuck shit up?
I was going to say which one of you is joining me, though.
That's the thing. I can fight multiple ways.
Astra does seem like the most martially inclined of the party next to Morgan. I'm
not gonna lie, as a outside of character, I really want to see this matchup.
No, 100%. Like the
legit.
Story of these two right now doing the bonded rival thing.
Yup.
And then Molly and
Ingrid and Ingrid doing recon.
Ingrid. Yeah, doing the behind the scenes shit.
The thought comes to mind of there's this pit fight, and it's Morgan and Astra, and Morgan just kind of bowling balls Astra into the other people.
Fastball special.
Or takes Astra by the hair.
For the anime fans among you, you can sort of envision the culture of this place as if the relationship between Goku and Vegeta or Naruto and Sasuke was the entire point of the culture.
Yeah, these people are science.
You said the relationship between Naruto and Sasuke, and so the thought just came to mind. It's like, oh, so thinly veiled.
I was going to say Morgan and Astra are not fucking behind the scenes.
Yes, there is plenty of that. Like not every, as I said,
Yeah, no,
not every bonded rival pair is romantic.
Yeah,
That statement implies that there are some who are.
Yeah, no, 100%, of course.
We don't kink shame here.
No, absolutely not. Look, who among us is not attracted to the big buff sword person? Theoretically. That is fair.
Anyway.
But no, I was gonna give, I was also, throwing it out in case Ingrid wanted to step in, because a rogue and a paladin is a hell of a combo in a fight.
Like, I could
But I'm
fight.
fine with Astra for story reason.
Like, realistically, I could fight with a 19 AC and 20 Dex. But I'm also much more of the behind the scenes.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, just wanted to throw out the option.
Didn't want you to feel left out.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel
story-wise is...
I feel like Molly has made it quite clear that she would rather not be the one in the fighting pit.
Please don't put.
Yeah, I was throwing the option was thrown out to you, but I knew the answer was going to be no.
Like,
Molly's not a combat character.
That's not. Yeah, she's not, like, she can defend herself, and she can, like, okay, if there's like a bar brawl, like, or a dinosaur, like, yeah, those are extenuating circumstances, and she
do not throw her into the pit. Yeah.
Yeah. No, don't.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Understood. Right.
No, let me sneak around with the rogue.
In which case Morgan rolls her eyes and just says, "Well, they did say they're rivals." Let's go see if we can find some people to fuck up then, Astra.
Sweet. I'm so looking for this. I'm not even going to make you ask nicely.
Just don't kill random people.
Or do. I mean, if that helps.
Librarian gave me permission.
Investigator. I'm an investigator.
Keep calling her librarian. She might pick up the marshal.
No take backs. Relax. I'm not going to randomly murder people here. I have yet to see a wizard.
Yeah, just I understand this is the place where random murder is more likely, but let's try not to unless we absolutely need to.
Hey, I mean, that might work your way up the chain. Who knows?
That's actually not. It actually doesn't seem frowned upon here.
Okay, now I'm getting mixed signals.
I would rather you not, but
that's not a no.
Try to control yourself. Is
Morgan just really went into her gray area.
No, Morgan played her own devil's advocate there. It's like,
I know
this is the place where it's okay, but she's clearly like, I don't want to do this, but
I'm just watching your face and going, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just following the local jurisdiction's laws.
Yeah, no, I don't have to like them to agree to understand that is how this place works.
I will also note, as a precaution before anyone does anything hasty, woke here is about honorable combat. Ambushing your opponent does not advance you up the chain.
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm not gonna sneak up again. They're not wizards.
Yeah.
Oh, that said, there's a bit of nuance in that. You brought up the concept of the fact that that Ingrid is rather stealthy. Once honorable combat has been engaged, if you lose sight of your opponent and they stab you in the back, that is your own fault. That is your own failing as a warrior.
Yeah, no. If you have agreed to combat, anything goes.
essentially. But consent is king.
As it should be.
Damn right. How often do these? Is it something you agree on to be to the death, or is this assumed any fight is to the death here?
I would assume that in cases of fights that occur in the street, lethality is an assumed risk, but were you to enter into a practical environment, one where fights are being staged for purpose, such as I imagine most taverns likely have a fighting arena for entertainment, those would likely have set rules of lethality.
Makes sense.
I have a feeling a lot of fights are just satisfaction, and that satisfaction might be death.
Yes, at least on the street, fights go until one surrenders, and oftentimes, if one is unwilling to surrender, they go until someone dies.
I mean, I imagine working retail is probably pretty popular here because the customer isn't always right.
You get to punch them in the face if they piss you off.
Sometimes the customer's dead.
I would say it is worth noting that you do not want to argue over much with your merchants because they are entitled to punch you. Or worse, depending on how much you infuriate them.
Ooh.
No need to haggle. Got it.
On the other hand, you can haggle if you can back it up with fisticuffs.
True. But that means that they can try to rip you off. So, anyway.
Literally and figuratively.
True. Okay, let's go find a tavern.
Cool.
I do love the running thread of Astra and Morgan's intercity bar crawl. This is what, the second or third time now we've done
Something like that.
bars together.
So Ingrid, do you want to follow behind them or do you want to go a different direction?
Let's go find like a library or something.
Can do that.
All right. So, as the two groups split off, since Yara had to step away for a second, we'll start with Molly and Ingrid. If you're just looking for a library, what's your approach for trying to find one?
Follow Molly while I look for Thieves' Camp.
Are you gonna fucking sneak off again?
No.
Yes, you are. That's a lie. That's a freaking lie.
No, because I'm liable to get my ass kicked here. And at least if I'm with Molly, there's at least a distraction.
Not sure how I feel about that.
Like, Yingrid's not gonna ditch you, but Yingrid's gonna like put their attention on you and then try to stab them in the back.
And then try to stab me in the back?
No, stab the other people.
Oh, stab the other people. Okay, I was about to say, yeah, no.
If I was gonna stab you in the back, I would have done it while you were asleep in the 5 days we were in the Gauntlet Runner.
Where's the fun in that? No, actually what Molly does is what does Molly do? Molly is going to actually follow wherever Morgan and Astra, whatever tavern they happen to to find and just ask a barkeep there or ask somebody there and just like, duck out once before the fighting starts.
Mm-hmm.
Because barkeeps and taverns, they probably see a lot of, if anybody's going to come from out of town, they're going to be at a bar. So
Absolutely. So let me make sure I have this thing set up properly. Good. All right. Oops, I'm still on the map layer on this. Let me fix that. If you're essentially going in the same direction for right now until you can reach a spot to change up, you both end up looking for the nearest tavern, which ends up being a place called Blood and Stone. As you enter, it definitely has this sort of like low lit gladiatorial arena, but also a bar at the same time kind of atmosphere. There is this large, like, stone square area partitioned off mostly just by rugs, where there is at the moment, a fight going on. There are 4 individuals currently fighting their way around the stone square, this large open area, while individuals sitting off to all sides are chatting, having food, having drinks. There is a 4 individuals currently just sort of going at each other, while the crowd looks on, and there also appears to be an individual providing color commentary, which is likely more of a thing that you'll find in taverns, places where these kinds of fights have become entertainment. As you sort of pick up offhanded some idle remark along the lines of, and our berserk friend has picked up the small gnome and is about to swing him about like a club. I would watch out for flying teeth, everyone. As commentary goes on, and it looks like like shaggy bearded human wearing like animal furs and pelts has indeed picked up a gnome in heavy armor by the foot and started swinging them at their teammate like a club, which is its own form of entertainment, as their compatriot appears to be a woman in like long flowing robes with these sort of like dancing swords that seem to move with a speed and grace of their own, but also have like there's a small sense of the arcane about this woman as she fights. She sort of evades the heavily armored human that is standing next to her, and just sort of brings a hand up, and there's this flash of red light and a burst of fire for a second. You don't quite see the effect of it as the pair of them square off, while the human is simultaneously trying to fight this woman while some crazy dude is swinging his teammate at him like a club. But that is the environment that you find yourselves in as you enter the Blood and Stone. As you look around, the color commentator is standing off to one side, but there's also a bartender nearby who's just sort of polishing a mug as they sort of sit and watch. Blonde-haired woman Where is my secret guide to Twisted Taverns? Thank you. I need that reference. There's this blonde-haired woman, sort of just keeping an eye on the violence as she cleans out a mug. There are like shields arraigned on the walls behind her, along with the standard like bottles and mugs of drink. There's a lot of drinking horns as well for people who are on the go. This entire environment has this sort of like warrior culture aesthetic, very like in real world, very like Norse Viking aesthetic kind of built into it. The environment does seem to be like warm and inviting, aside from the fight happening in the middle of the room. The woman at the bar is just kind of handing drinks out to people as they pay. Who's approaching what?
Assumedly Morgan's going to step forward because they'd be actually able to see her over the bar.
Yeah, I am just walking behind Morgan. Because if Morgan starts the fight and I jump in, it's no longer an ambush. That makes no sense, I understand. But
yeah, Morgan will head up to the bar and just lean on it. Just right, hate to bother you, kind of new in town. Fucked up by the upheaval. What would it take to get some information around here?
The woman sort of looks over the group of you. Well, you certainly look like you don't come from around here. Well, welcome to the Blood and Stone. My name is Lodgun. Lodgun Eskaltar. My family runs this place. If you're looking for information, that's generally free, depending on the question that you're looking to ask, though typically you get better answers after you've either bought a drink or had a fight.
How much would I get for both?
Well, depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for a good drink, we've got ambrosia, we've got mead, lingonberry wine, raspberry wine, various different. The mead is 3 silver, ambrosia is 5 gold, lingonberry wine, gold per glass, raspberry wine, 4 silver.
Molly's gonna pipe up from behind. Can I get some of that mead and directions to the nearest library?
Of course. And she'll like immediately start pulling out a drinking horn off the wall, pour in extra helping of mead, sort of hand it off to you. If you're looking for book learning and the people that run the environment, you want to take head up the thoroughfare 1 level and then take a left. The nearest library will be about 6 buildings down. It's the large building that stands a little taller than the rest of the ones around it. Has the spiked barricade for the front door.
Okay. So up to the left, up 1 level.
Up 1 level, take a left, tall building, spiked barricade, front door.
Got it. Thanks for the drink.
She waves.
I'm out.
Whatever you said did not come through, Drevian.
And I follow along.
Mm-hmm.
I will. You know what? Lingonberry's a new flavor for me. I'm gonna give that one a shot.
All right. She sort of pulls up a glass rather than the drinking horn that's normally used for the mead. Pours out a glass full of lingonberry wine and sort of sets it out in front of you. 1 gold.
Morgan will pass that over.
Oh, and it was 3 silver for the mead, by the way.
I got it.
Yeah.
I hand it over.
Yeah. She will note this wine was aged for according to my grandfather over 500 years, though whether you believe that or not, but it's been a good vintage so far.
There's definitely the definite, we both know that sounds strange. Look. And she just looks at it.
The
And
math
goes,
is a math.
shrug. Yeah. Yeah. Shrugs and just takes a sip of it. She'd down it, but it's wine. You don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Oh, with an
very
energy like that, you don't.
Morgan could fix the drunkenness, but yeah, actually wants to enjoy this a little bit.
I mean, it's a sweet wine. I can't speak too much to wine flavors because I've yet to find an alcohol that I actually
Yeah,
like
I
the
also
taste
don't
of.
drink. So
But
don't mind the alcohol, rather enjoy it. But I'm not a wine person.
mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, I've heard good things from actual lingonberry, but yeah, never.
I've never actually had a lingonberry wine myself, so yeah.
Fair.
Never had the chance to try the flavor and see if it's any good. But it is supposedly a very sweet wine, and well chilled, especially in the area that's already kind of cold.
But 500 years means it's probably pretty good fucking wine.
Definitely powerful wine.
Yeah, just that kind of. The tongue runs over the top teeth just because, it clings a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Powerful, sweet, flavorful. It's a hell of a thing.
To be fair, at 500 years, besides my joke of it might just be vinegar, it's not going to be powerful. It's going to be really mellow.
Yeah, that's fair. It'll actually have time to
That
settle.
is fair.
It'll have had time to settle. Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Because, powerful would be more common of its ABV,
Mhm.
and wine only gets so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the flavors will have had time to even out, so you're not getting a weirdly mixed set of flavors. They've had time to striate properly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, also this is Viking. They did not fuck around with their alcohol content.
No, yeah, they enjoy some good wine and good mead.
Yeah. No, Morgan enjoys that. Puts the glass down in front of her.
As far as the fights go, the fights are free. It's a good way to walk up the chain if you so like. Assuming you understand any of that, seeing as you're not from around here.
We know people who can get information pretty easy. We have a basic idea.
The gist that you need to know as someone else, or as someone who's not from around here, is that the better you fight, the better people like you.
That's what we were getting. She will then kind of reach down and pull Astra up onto the bar stool next to her. You heard that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the two of you look like an interesting match.
It's
Hi.
it'll be interesting, all right.
I am playing very sweet and friendly.
Much like the wine.
So, are the two of you looking to hop into the next fight?
As soon as you can put us in.
I don't know, boss. Is that the plan?
Sighs, clearly sighs loudly. Not even hiding the oh god, okay, we're doing this. Might as well, right? The quicker we can get in and get this the information we need.
Okie doke.
What are the rules? What are the rules of engagement here?
Well, tonight's not blood night, so you're not fighting to the death.
Does that make a stone knight?
Yes.
I'm not there anymore, but it's
Yes, it does.
It is currently stone. It is currently stone night, which means you fight until they kiss the stone.
Worked it in perfectly.
No lethality. Fight to unconsciousness. Give it a good honorable fight. From the looks of things, it looks like we'll have our current up and running champions for the night, and they'll likely be willing to take on the next comers in just a moment. She says as you look over and see that berserker and their like elegant sword dancing partner are cleaning up their gnome and human opponents at this point. The berserker has at this point started to use the gnome as a garrote to choke out the human, while the warrior ass is just at this point just sort of keeping the soldier's arms pinned so that they can't fight back properly.
just hold it. Just hold it. He said, "Go to sleep. It's much easier that way. Go to sleep."
I do love having weapon proficiency, motherfucker.
And so a couple moments pass by, and when both of their opponents are clearly out for the count, they're dropped on the ground. Both of the announcers, and we have our winners, folks. And the announcer, after announcing the victors, sort of walks into the arena and just sort of taps both of the unconscious individuals, and you see a faint spark of white light as they are just ever so slightly healed to stop being unconscious. Go ahead and clean yourselves up and go take a seat. You're out for the night. And then sort of walks over to the two winners and goes, "All right, well, let's freshen you up. I've got the feeling you've got another fight coming soon." And they snap their fingers, and there's this glowing golden light, and both of them appear to be fully healed from the exertion of the combat.
Yeah. Morgan would recognize holy magic when she sees it. The cleric, I would assume.
Probably. Not of any god that you've seen, considering the showmanship they put on, but
I mean, any visible markings out of curiosity?
they're kind of dressed in. It's a weird, like, Viking equivalent of a tuxedo, if that makes any sense. It's this kind of like
Okay.
fur-lined, well-made suit jacket that has this sort of like fur collar coming out from underneath.
Yeah.
Like the dark leather covering most of the environment, white fur sort of peeking out from the collar and the inside of the fit. And they've got this like long golden chain that just drapes down from their neck, and it is, rather than the symbol of any god, is just like a series of golden chain links
Yeah.
by itself.
Fair. Morgan just looks a little bit impressed. Okay. I like how this place works. Okay. You ready?
Sure am, best bud.
You don't. You're gonna anyway, I know. Nope. Do not encourage.
All right, so
Sean, you can.
go ahead and walk over to the announcer, and they'll get you set up with the next fight.
Yep.
You walk over. The announcer is a tiefling. Gentleman, purple skin, horns that sort of curl around the back of their head. Black sclera with like bright yellow eyes.
Yeah.
As you approach, sort of turn around. Welcome in to the Blood and Stone. I understand that you're looking for the next fight.
Howdy.
Yep. Then, yeah. Are we? I mean, if we signed up now, would be in like immediately, or we have to wait a little bit?
As soon as you're ready, Vera and Rolf are all healed up, and they're looking for their next challenge.
Keen.
Every time she speaks up, there's just a glance of what the fuck.
All right. Well, if you're looking to challenge, do you go by names or do you have a team name? What should I announce you as?
Do we have a name? Best bud?
You seem like you're not from around here. I'll let you know. A good name goes a long way to making a splash.
I mean, if you don't have any ideas, I can think of some.
The worst part is Morgan would never in a million years let Astra pick.
100%.
Yare would absolutely let Jeremy pick. Because it would be hilarious.
As I now have the in-character reason to ask you what your party name is.
Yep. So I'm going to say that Morgan is thinking about it, and Astra jumps in without giving.
We're the best
without being
friends.
Oh my god, no! No!
Yes.
Oh my! I love you.
You
Thank
did.
You're welcome.
You accepted this possibility.
I as a player am fine with this, and I appreciate that you went with that team name because I love those two.
My face hurts.
For reference,
I
were a real wrestling tag
legitimately
team.
wasn't even thinking about that, but that makes it even better.
Yes, this is Chuck Taylor and
Trent Beretta.
Trent Beretta and technically Orange Cassidy. But,
Yeah.
All right. Can I get your names along with that?
Morgan Thompson.
Astra.
All right.
I have expected Jeremy to be like, I'm a doll. I don't have a name.
Don't think I wasn't considering it.
So the announcer turns and sort of faces to the crowd. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have one more bout for the night. Vera and Rolf, Hate and Steel, are coming up against Morgan Thompson and Astra, the best friends. There's a weird reaction from the crowd where they're like, who the fuck names their team the best friends?
I
But,
just look over and up at you and give you the most beatific smile.
Yeah. Wrestling references. I imagine this is a very Team Hell No reaction between the two. You are Brian. Morgan is Kane.
Uh-huh.
The crowd's like, who the hell names their team the best friends? But at the same time, this looks like it'll be interesting.
Mhm.
Right. This goes along with one of my. I feel like the crowd reaction goes along with one of my other favorite lines that is not from Fight Club, but is rather from The Losers, which is the main bad guy, who's the actor's name, Jason. I can't remember his last name, but says it's like giving a toddler a handgun. You don't know what's going to happen, but you're pretty sure it's going to make the news.
Yeah, that's a good line. Please tell me you have more than 26 hit points. Please tell me that's an old number.
That is an old number.
Thank God.
I have 34.
That's better. I mean, basically, legitimately is better. Just I was hoping for more.
The 13 is accurate.
We would have.
I mean, that's fine. I can help with that.
I mean, I have 26, so you definitely want to.
Yeah, but you're not in this fight,
No, no.
luckily.
I know, that's why I was like,
Yeah. Luckily, I am here to take hits for people.
Yeah, ignore the fact that the room is weirdly scaled. It's just I wanted it big enough that the actual fight area is represented properly.
Yeah.
Do they have weapons out already?
Yeah, the berserker is just kind of holding an axe that is just sort of slung over the shoulder. The woman next to him, who is also a tiefling, the sort of like golden skin, brown horns curling back, has let me double check. Their weaponry is they have what looks to be like a pair of like curved samshirs. Just sort of one in each hand.
Okay.
Though you sense the air of magic off of them and her.
I just give the friendliest smile I can as I summon my sword.
Yeah. Morgan pulls out the sword and the tower shield.
All right, let's roll some initiative.
$13.
Morgan, why you no roll?
That tracks.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Hold on. Morgan sheet's not rolling for a second. I don't know why.
Here, I can roll for you if need be.
Yeah, it's not actually popping up or anything for some reason.
Initiative. Oh, yeah, that's a weird thing happening to your character sheet for some reason.
I mean, I'll just roll a d20 and we can
roll it like
manually.
dexterity.
Yeah, I mean, what dexterity, bud?
Yeah, so 7.
Oh, you rolled it for me. Never mind. Okay.
Add turn. Morgan Thompson at 7. Which means it's a neat back and forth because it goes Astra, the tiefling woman, then Morgan, then the berserker.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that as the announcer sort of raises a hand, and there's like a small flame that lights at the tip of their fingers, and they sort of hold it up and begin. And there's a pop as it bursts into sparks. The fight starts. Astra, you get the first move.
All right. I am going to hold on just a second here. Isn't this like you know what? I will hold off on that. I don't think we need to do that quite yet. Yeah, I just run up and I'm going to try and jump up on this poor person's jump up on them and stab them. You can survive a stab. They didn't say anything about no stabbing. They just said no killing.
Yeah, non-lethal stabbing.
That's part of what
it can be lethal stabbing as long as it doesn't actually go to lethal.
That is indeed why they have the announcer being a cleric.
Yes.
You're just meant to make sure that you don't actually finish them off.
Right. So that is an important question. Do these people have death saves?
In this particular instance, yes.
Okay, cool. So I can do whatever the fuck I want. Awesome.
Because this is
the cleric in quickly enough.
Yeah, because this is a measured contest and not like a random fight on the street. Yes, they do get death saves because this is a contest being scheduled like that. $29 will definitely hit.
That's a crit.
That's an at 20.
Oh You poor motherfucker. I am then going to use my reaction to
Elder
cast
Smite.
Accelerate, Decelerate,
Oh no.
which means that my sword goes much quicker in velocity, and they're going to take. Normally, it would be an extra. Oh, let me see here if this is accurate. Yeah, normally they would take an extra 46.
Because of your spell level as a warlock?
Because of my spell level as a warlock.
Yeah.
So they are taking 8d6.
Ow!
Plus the damage of the sword as a crit.
Here. Roll it.
Let's see. There's not a good way to fuck it.
It's certainly making a good initial impression.
So there is 14. I need to roll an extra
Extra D10, yeah.
I'll just literally just roll the D10. So there's
22 from the
plus,
baseline.
Oh,
plus a fireball to the face.
I hope that I don't auto kill this person, because then we might be in trouble. The one time I actually do kind of want to roll a little low on damage.
I doubt you're massive damaging them.
That's 53 points of damage.
That is not instant death, but it is instant down.
Sweet. I moved how far here? 1, 2...
Not 10 feet.
I moved the remainder of my feet over here because I have a second attack.
22 definitely hits.
22 to hit for just 7 damage.
Merely 7 points of damage. Don't want to go...
As I obliterate the other person.
Oh my god.
The doll has gone feral.
Gone feral?
Gone.
And the whole time it is the friendliest smile in the world.
That's more creepy.
Yeah,
this
he knows.
This tiefling woman spins her paired samshears in this elegant dancing motion as she's preparing to engage in combat, and you just Indiana Jones her by just sort of surging up into her face and stabbing the sword into her shoulder and just pinning her to the ground. It's this sword that moves way too fast for how quickly you were trying to swing it. Just sort of, and then she's down, and you sort of hop off, just sort of little girl skipping jump and walk over and just take another swing at Rolf, who's what the fuck just happened?
Morgan tries to hide the surprise on that one too.
Good news, you're up next.
Yeah. Morgan, you can see Morgan completely changing what she was gonna do in those 3 seconds.
The cultist, the tiefling woman isn't dead immediately, but she does hit a critical enough position that the announcer just knowing how this fight is going already, just kind of walks over and just taps her on the side so she doesn't bleed out.
You're out.
Spare the dying. Morgan, you're up.
Yeah, Morgan was had a hand on the gauntlet, kind of about to pull some of that red off to use a channel divinity. I don't think we need the defensive option right now. Just kind of spins the sword, steps up, and I think she's gonna start swinging. I was expecting to have to play a lot more tanky for you. Yeah. Yeah, bonus action Divine Favor. means everything I do, both of my hits do an extra D4.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna swing with the sword. Uh, 17.
17 will hit.
Cool. That'll be 10 points plus the 1d4. Is another 4. I'm also going to activate a thing I completely forget I have had this entire campaign. Savage Attacker.
Doesn't that just let you reroll one of the dice?
It lets me roll it another one. An additional one.
Isn't it just and take the better of the two results?
And use either roll. Never mind. I thought it was additional. Okay.
No, yeah, it's basically if you get a bad roll, you can roll it again.
Yeah,
And take the
I think
better
I was thinking like brutal critical, whatever.
one.
Yeah. Okay. I mean that was a 6, so I don't think I'm gonna need to.
Second attack.
Yeah. Uh, 25.
That'll definitely hit.
That one I will re-roll.
All right. Roll
Or another
a
10 plus another 11.
Ow.
So, and it has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Yep. So then it's the Berserker's turn. Well, that was certainly a thing that just happened
Sure
to him.
happened.
I would like Astra to make a strength save.
I was gonna say, yeah, that makes sense.
Or a deck save, whichever you prefer.
I would rather make a deck save.
Oh, 22 is plenty.
I critted my deck save.
This fur-covered berserker, like, realizing how ridiculous the situation is trying to figure out how to minimize the attacks coming at him from all sides, and reaches down to try and, as he did in the previous fight, pick up Astra to use as a weapon. But Astra, having seen the previous fight, just sort of slides backwards out of reach and is unable to be grabbed, and so he's forced to resort to just using his great axe to try and hit between the two targets, Morgan, as the one who's actually hit him harder thus far. That's a 9, which will miss either of you.
Yep.
And that is his attack for the round, Astra.
All right.
Have at it.
I am going to pivot and attack with advantage.
29, which is another crit.
Another
That's
crit.
another crit.
Who are
I
you?
have
What
one
have you done
more
with Jeremy's
spell.
roll?
I don't know. I don't understand what the fuck's going on.
This is
I
what
have
happens
another
when we
spell
unleash
slot.
Astra to her full bullshit.
Would you like to
So,
use
3
another
crits.
accelerate?
Uh-huh.
Stop! They're already dead.
All right. So that's 18 slashing damage plus also 86.
Dear Lord.
So
46.
Ah!
Yeah. How do you want to do this, Astra?
Understanding that he will absolutely survive this. I want Astra knows. There's no nice way to put this. Astra knows how anatomy works and knows where in the body to stab and keep someone alive.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like a lethal kill. But it manages to slide right by all of the central internal organs.
All of them? Sorry, that's a Dragon Ball Z joke.
God.
And come out the front.
You
And
actually
then-
zap Morgan.
And then the sword dissipates
full
because I desummon it.
Impale this
Boom.
man, and
Yeah.
then the sword vanishes.
Like the blade comes out. The blade comes out like this far away from Morgan's face. Nice
Morgan-
little spatter of
I
blood.
say Morgan is absolutely
then
spattered with this man's blood.
Dissipates into smoke.
Yeah, I imagine that it pulls out, falls forwards. Morgan just catches him with one arm, slaps him on the back with like.
Falls over, and there's the most angelically smiling doll you've ever seen in your life.
It's just the nifty scene from the end of season 1 of Has Been Hotel.
Yeah, falls forward. Morgan catches him with one arm, slaps him on the back with like a point of lay on hands, and then just. Boom.
The announcer sort of walks over and tends to the wounds. There's a hushed, like, the last fight was like a drawn out, drag out brawl. This was 6 seconds of just putting the people that were on top in this fight in this arena for the evening straight into the dirt. Or like 12 seconds of just like massacring them.
And then I look up at you, and in a brief moment of a lull of the crowd, was that good?
there's like a shocked pause in the crowd for like a beat or two, and then yes, cheers go up all around. The crowd celebrates their newest spectacularly skilled champions.
There's a look of confusion on Morgan's face, and that's not played up for anything. It's like, I didn't know you had that. I didn't know you could do that. Before reaching down, picking her up by the scruff on her shoulder, arm in the air.
Yeah, and I'm like, as I lean over, go, do you have any idea how many wizards I have killed?
Do you see that too?
Morgan in her ear.
Oh,
It wasn't slow, any of them.
I will drop you.
And as the two of you grandstand and take in the adoration of the crowd and celebrate your first victory within the city of Wolkir, that's where we're gonna end for the week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
hi, everybody.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.